and welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So let's exit out and take care of the rest of this project, and right underneath here, let's just copy that and start work with the other widgets. So let's paste that, and there's going to be more there. Let's get all of this indented. Right, and right here, let's enter as follows. This is going to be self dot, I'm going to say LBL payday. Okay, that will be equals, that's going to be a label, and this label is going to be inside right. I think I call it right frame 2A. There we go. And the fonts for this, I'm going to grab these. Let's just grab all of this and dump it right in here. That is going to be the font. The font is going to be about here 12, and here I'm going to enter Payday in there. Okay. Now put a border around it. So let's say BG equals, let's go for maybe 10 and close that. I'm going to round up this Payday now. Come right here, and let's just come right down here, paste that there, and that is going to be inside the first column. So grab all of these, paste it right in here, and that will be 0 and 0 strictly to the west there. So let me try out this Payday and see how that's going to work. Okay, let's run. Yeah, hopefully there's no error. There we go, that is it right there. Okay, right underneath I'm going to add a text box, so let's might as well just copy this, paste it right underneath here. There we go, and we need to get it indented. I'm just going to change the name. I need to be consistent with the name so that I know what which of the object I am actually working with. So this is a Payday, and it's going to be right inside right frame 2. There we go. And the variable is going to be Payday. I do have a variable called Payday, so let's paste that in here, right there. Okay, one thing about this Payday is I would like to disable it because the date will be automatically displayed. So let's say state is disabled. There. Alright, I think that should do that. And here just change that to 1 because the row is 0, the column here is 0, so row 0, column 1. That is cool. I think that should work for this. It's aligned to the left, so let's run it and see. And we can just copy and paste. There we go, that is the Payday. But the only problem is, I think that's too long. I'm going to have to reduce the size of the width. So I'm going to make it maybe about 19 instead of 50 something. There we go. Now run. Let's see. Okay, that's much better. Alright, I'm just going to copy it across. So let's come down here. We'll grab all of these, paste it right underneath here, and change the names around. And the next one right underneath is going to be tax period. So let's change this to tax period. There we go. And tax period, Okay, let's change the names of these as well, so that I don't get it mixed up. Tax period, and this is going to be tax period as well. All right. Now, if this is row 1, row 0, column 1, so this one will be 1. Now this should be inside 2b. Okay, that would be 2b, so this is correct. Yeah, right from 2b, so I don't need to change any of the columns details, and I also get it disabled. All right, let's run it and see. Run, just to see how that's going to look like. All right, looking good so far. Okay, I may have to reduce the size of this though, so we make that about 16. Okay, then exit out, change that to 16. Run it one more time and see. Then we can just speed it around. All right, that's good. So I'm going to speed that up now. Okay, let me just show you guys how the rest of the codes look like. That is it right there. Okay, so as you can see, I disabled all of these widgets because I'll be entering data straight into them from the functions. So let's bring it down so that you guys can see it all. That's for the NI, the tax code, NI code. That's for the payable, taxable pay, and pensionable pay as well. Right there, net pay. There we go. That is it, all done. Let me run it so that you guys see how that looks like. Then I'm going to have to then speed it up for the others. And here I'm going to have calculator in here, buttons here, and right here I'm going to need some more widgets. So that is it. That's how that looks like. That's good. So here I need a couple of widgets, so let's copy that and just speed that up as well. I'm going to come in here, let's grab this, use this too, just smoothing things up. Paste that and just speed up the whole process. Come right down here. So let's speed that up as well. Okay, all done. So let's take you guys up there so that you can see. That is it right there from the reference. Take it down. Okay, it's exactly the same lines of code. I just copy and paste it, change the names around, and change the frame values around, and bring it down. There we go. And take it down again. And down. So that's for pension, student loan, NI. Bring it down. NI payment and the gross pay and deduction. So let's run that. Run. There we go. It's now taking shape. So all I then need to do is just to take care of my buttons here for the calculator, and some buttons right here as well. So come right down here. I'm going to just type in calculator here. Okay, before I start the calculator, let me take care of some more variables. Come right underneath here. Yeah, right here. Okay, first thing first, I'm just going to copy this. Copy that blue right here. These are my frames so that I don't get it wrong. Frames. Okay. All right, for the calculator, I'm going to say text underscore inputs. That will be equals string variable. There. I'm going to need a global variable here, and that is going to be called operator. There we go. Right, global variable operator, and let's say this operator is empty. There's nothing inside it for now. Come right down here, paste that equals there. And one other thing, let's say city within. That is extra money you get for living in the city. Dot insert. I'm going to make that nothing for now. We don't need that as well. Then I will also need that of the basic pay, basic salary, I call that, and that will be 0 as well, nothing. All right, paste. Good. So let's go right down. I think I should be able to start work with my calculator right now. Hopefully all of my variables are in place now. Let's go right down. And first thing first, for this calculator, I'm going to create a display. So copy this and bring it right down here. Paste. Let's change some details. So this one be known as display. There. Grab this. Just change this to display as well. There we go. Okay, now the frame, that's going to be right frame. So let's grab this. Let's cut that off. Delete this one. Right frame. That will be 1A. And the font size, I'm going to make that about 19. Okay, the border 5 would do. And what about the width? Let's see, we can always take care of that. Let's see the width. I'm going to leave it as 23. No, that might be too much though. And change this to right. Okay, now I need to take care of this. Delete this. That is going to be input, text input. Text input. That's the variable I declared up there. Maybe I should leave this as disabled. I don't even know. Maybe. Okay, let's see. We can always change that. And that's going to be 0 by 0. Now let's change this to 4, and I'm going to just say insert width. Insert width is 4, and I also want you to kind of like span. Let's say column. Column span. I'm going to say that is 4 as well. I think that would do. So let me run it and see. Let's see how that's going to work. We are almost there. Alright, that is it right there. But the thing is, you won't be able to type into it directly. But if I get rid of this, we should be able to type into it directly. But I just want us to enter the details. I think maybe I'll get rid of that. And that is it. So we can enter numbers into it directly. Okay, that's not bad. Looking good. Close that now. Let's add some buttons right underneath here. So my very first button, I'm going to say self.btn. Let's say digit 7. Okay, digit 7. Yeah, let's start with that. Equals button, and digit 7 is going to be right inside right frame 1. let's get it padded. X-axis, I'm going to make that 6. Y-axis is going to be 6 as well, equals 6. This should be a comma. Come on, stop that. Yeah, that should be a comma. Then I'm going to make the border about 2. Border equals 2. Right. What else do I need? Font. Grab the font. Paste that here. Font. Let's make that about 16. And the width, we're gonna make that 4. Come over here, paste. And what else do we need to make life easy? I'm gonna say text. Text equals 7. Looking good so far. And that is it. So I'm just gonna come down here. Yeah. Okay, let's come down here. Round up the whole process. Yeah, come down here and I'm going to end it right there. Close that dot, grade, and that is going to be row 1 and column 0. Paste that in there. So that should be row 1 and the column is 0. That should work for my very first button. I'm going to try it out though. Come in here, let's see. Run. Okay, my very first button. Brilliant. So let's copy it. Now, copy this button. Paste that here. That is for 8. We have 9. Let's get it indented. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Alright, let's put a bit of space in between so that you guys know what is what. This is 7, so this will be 8. 8, and this is digit 8, digit 9, and 9 here. Okay, so this is 1. This will be 1. This is 2. Right. Run. Let's see that. There we go. Alright. Let's add one arithmetic operator in there. I'm going to call that BTN addition. So grab, yeah, let's see, have one copied anyway. Paste that in there. And this is BTN add. And for button BTN add, this is going to be plus sign, and this will be 3. Okay, I think that will do for that very button. So I'm going to come in here now. Let's just run that and see. Oh no, get it indented, else there will be error. Now run. Let's run. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so all my buttons are in place now. So you guys see how that is done. So all I'm just going to do now for the very first one or the second one, copy all of these and paste it right underneath here. Change the indentation and come right down here, and this is going to be 4 button 4 BTN. No, we don't need this. We don't need the text. Get rid of the text. So this is button number 4 here, and this is 4. This is going to be 5 and 5 here. We have 6 and 6 here as well. Then in the case of this, that will be subtract. Yeah, we can make that subtract. Sub. Right. Okay, that is subtraction. Now let's do one thing. This is changes to subtraction. Right, so we now need this to be as follows. This is going to be roll number. This one is 1 and this will be 2. Okay, let's make that 2, 2, 2 and 2 here. Okay, let's run it and see. Run. Alright guys, look at that, looking good. Now let's take care of the others. I'm going to grab all of these again and paste that right underneath here and change things around. That's 3, 3, 3 and 3, and that is, we have this as multiplication here. And here just change that to mod. Okay, right, this will be 1 and this is 1. We have 2, 2, 3 and 3. All right, that is done. Run. There we go, looking good. All right then, so hold on, so let's come down here. I'm now going to copy again and just speed that up. I believe you guys get the whole idea now. Paste. I'm going to speed that up, and right there guys, those are all my buttons in place. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit so that you guys see the rest. And these ones, these are just it's the same buttons, but they are going to be 7 different purposes here. That's for the wages, display, update, delete, reset, exit. 6 of those. And there we go guys. So those are all the buttons. Let's run it and you guys see how they all look like. Then I think we have to create a database before we start the rest. Method. So run it and let's see. There we go, look at that, beautiful. However, there's nothing happening here. Nothing is happening right here. Okay, so I'm gonna exit out and let's take care of our database first. So well, let's just click on the database. First thing first, I'm going to create, let's call it, what should I call it? I'm going to call it, so maybe payment. Okay, now let's come right here, click on the, and I'm just going to give it a name. I'm going to call it payments. Right, that is going to be the name of the database. And I'm going to click on apply to create that very database. Click on apply. Right, and click on finish. Now the next thing is scroll right down here, that's payment there. Yeah, we'll have payment there, and in here we have the table. Right click on the table and select create table. There we go. I'm going to give the table a name. I will also call the table name payments, so that makes life easy. You see this arrow here, drop it down there, and the very first data here, or very first column, I'm going to call that reference, and just check that as primary key, and it's going to be unique. And I'm not going to accept. I'm going to make these because I may have to enter numbers in there as well, so numbers and character, I'm going to say about 45. Okay, that is fine. Yeah, now come right here. The next thing, I'm going to enter full name. Right, followed by address. What else do we want here? And that is going to be city within. Oh, yeah, that's correct. basic pay underneath here, or basic salary. Alright then, basic salary, enter. After the basic salary, overtime. There, as you can see, the data type are all by char 45. So now you can always change it to whatever you want. So I intend to stick to that. So I'm going to say gross pay. Then let's go for tax. There we go. After the tax, what else do we want? We want pension. And what else after pension? We want NI payment. There we go. So you guys get the idea. Just have a couple more. Alright, I've just finished with the database. Okay, all the columns are in place. Here they are. In total I should have 18, and that is it. Okay, let's apply, and I'm going to come in here the table so that you guys can see it, and let's come in here and click on the table right there. Okay, the database is out of the way. That's nice. Yeah, I think there's no error. If there's any error, you can always go back to the design view and just change it. Okay, so that's no big deal. So I'm going to minimize that, and there. So right here, take a good look at these. I just want to kind of like move it down a little bit. So close this. Let's go up here and just see. So what I'm going to do is, you see this, I'm going to leave the vertical padding here to be 6, while the ones here I'm going to make them 7. So let's say 7, 7, 7, and see. That should be able to, that should actually push it down for me a little bit. I want it to align to the frame. So come right down here. Hopefully that shouldn't be too much. Okay, let's run it and see. Run. That should do the trick. There we go. Just like I said. There. And that is fine. So with that, guys, let's call it the end of the second part of this tutorial. And I'll see you guys shortly.